It's not until you get a lot of funding to start a business that you know that, yes, now I want to do this business. No, I believe in the thought process that says start small, sell, take money from your sales and increase your business. I don't know if you
plow back into
it and then continue to grow the business. Like me, nobody gave me thousands of naira to start anything.
How did you start? How did you even bear the idea even way back in school?
Yes. Say you're a leader of tomorrow. But then I would look at those people, they told us that when we were in there. We were 10,
20, 30, 40, and they're still there.
So yes, I had a lot of energy and I wanted to do things a certain way and I was rude here and I was doing that. Eventually, I was fired.
Were you able to use any of your knowledge in promoting your business?
It's so complicated because I'm such a multifaceted person. I mean, we started in England. Good Hair started in England. Eventually, had to open something in Nigeria.
All hair is processed. You cannot take hair from a donor and put it into your head.
Once you're a public figure, you become a target.
Look at all the companies we started. We have board members from Nigeria, but also from around the world because we want to build world-class companies that outlive us.
Welcome to Omon's Couch, an entrepreneurship and career talk show where we help young entrepreneurs and professionals reach their full potential. My name is Omon Odike, your darling host, and I'll be bringing you amazing guests who have seen it all to educate and inspire you with their story. Our guest today is a trailblazer in the beauty industry, known for creating a globally recognized makeup line tailored to diverse skin tones and climates. Her brand is celebrated for its quality, innovation, and inclusivity. She's none other than Banke Meshida Lawal. Let's welcome her to Omon's Couch. Hi, Banke. I'm so happy to have a legend on my couch today. How have you been?
I'm good. I've been good. Nice to see you again.
Yes. How have you been?
Good. We're here, hanging in there.
And how's business? How's work?
Yeah, it's good. It's getting more exciting. So yes, we're here.
Interesting. So we have a legend. I'm calling her a legend in the makeup industry because of one reason. She's been there for a long time. In fact, as far back as 1998, she started makeup for students and friends and family and everybody. So how many years are we talking about? If you say 1998.
If you do the math, 1998.
That would be like...
well, I don't know how many years, but it seems just like yesterday.
I know.
Yes, I can't believe all that time has passed. 26 years, yes.
Yeah, that's a long time.
I'm very young, so...
Yeah,
yes.
I know you're very young. So we're happy to have you here today, and I'm sure...
It's great to be here.
After 2 decades and a half and more, you are not just doing well, but you are still thriving and hitting the glass ceiling and even breaking some new frontiers. I'm sure people will be very surprised how you've been able to stay this long. You've stayed relevant, you've stayed consistent. Banke, just tell us, how did you start? What made you build the BMPro makeup brand? What made you start that?
So I will say my story, and it never gets old. So I started doing makeup back in Unilag for myself. So I would have classes, and then I would wake up as early as 6 and start doing my makeup for a class at 8, and probably still go late for the class.
Are you serious?
Yeah, so I loved makeup. I loved to buy makeup. The packaging, was very attractive. So I would buy all of these products and use them, and even beg absolute strangers to sit and let me do their makeup.
Wow.
So that was how I met a lot of the people that I still know today. And basically it was me doing my makeup, doing makeup for people, and we've stayed that way.
Wow. You mean you started in 1998?
1998, yes.
And how did you know that this was going to be something that would actually thrive as a business as far back as 1998? Just give us an idea of how your journey continued.
So I didn't plan. I didn't have a business structure. I just knew that I wanted to do makeup, and I knew that I was always going to charge people for my services.
Oh, even back then?
Yes, even back then, because I could be sleeping or I could be partying, But I would sit you down and go through the motions of doing makeup, and you have to pay me for my services. That was how I started.
So you had the entrepreneurship mindset very early.
Yes,
That's what it means.
Yes. I didn't just do makeup. I sold clothes, I sold shoes. I would collect clothes from people and sell, mark it up and sell. And then my things always got out of stock and scarce. And then there was like a scarcity mentality because, of course, I wasn't paying to purchase those products. I was just taking them off people who had them. Yes, I was just the middleman, and I would mark it up and sell. So there was always a gap, and then people would, clamor for what I was selling. And it's just been that way. I've always done makeup for people, charged them, sold things, collected money.
Wow. When you speak to a lot of entrepreneurs, you find out that they actually maybe had a passion.
Yes.
And didn't really have the mindset of business, or they had the passion and had a bit of an idea of how they will make money, but never really the business part. They just wanted to just charge something, but not the fact that I want to charge to actually run a good business. So your story is quite different in that light.
Well, not so different, because when I started, again, I would get paid and save my money. I've always been a saver. I've always plowed back into my business. But you know how when you're making money, you think you're making money, you forget your expenditure, So I went through all of that. And 26 years, I have learned a couple of lessons.
I can imagine.
As an artist, I'm an artist. So running a business, I'm not that good in it, but I've been able to find my way around that. And I believe having a great team is also part of why BMPro is thriving.
In the makeup industry, you discovered that there was a gap in the industry very early, and
a lot of gaps.
Yes, and you felt that, let me build my own makeup brand that would take care of our culture, our texture, our pigmentation, and of course our weather, because what we were getting from the foreign land wasn't really good enough for us. So how did you have that big idea that I want to make makeup, I want to have a makeup line, I want to have different products? Because very early on you had over 17 and now 300 products.
And the SKUs keep getting bigger.
I mean, that is really crazy.
So back to your question. When I started doing makeup, I remember that there wasn't anything like an eyeshadow base, like an eyeshadow primer, because we would start applying eyeshadow and everything would fall on your cheeks and it wouldn't stick. So I decided to find a factory, and I said to them, I want something that I can put on the eyes that would immediately allow eyeshadow to stick to it, and it won't change the formula of the eyeshadow. It will increase the shine. It won't. I gave them a couple of
criteria.
Yes, and they produced. We went back and forth.
Are they here in Nigeria?
On the formula? No.
So how did you find them?
Travels. I've always traveled, yes. And then the factory created what I wanted. I tested it. I brought it back in and it sold out. My first launch, yes. We sold out on that product. There was also a white lipstick. I've always loved the ombre lip, even though these days I hardly do it. But I wanted a white, pure opaque white product. Said the same thing to the factory. Initially they were like, no, there's no lipstick like that. How can you just use white? And I said, there's something that I'm looking for and I need you to create this for me. They did, and it's also important to have good people around you when you're in business. People that won't squash your dreams, people that would help you.
It's impossible.
That would give you wings to fly. I found that early on, and my factories have always produced what I wanted. Of course, they have the best research, chemists and all of that. So they would produce. And again, Africa was uncharted ground. So I had to do more to convince my factory to produce for me. But you see, factories, they thrive when you come back. So if you've produced 5,000 pieces of white lipstick for me, and in 3 months, I'm back with another order, then you know that, okay, this person is serious. And they then started to manufacture for me and then even come up with things that I may possibly invest in. Yes. My factories were in the US and Europe.
Wow.
Yes,
that's
because
it was expensive,
but But again, you need to also, early on, I decided on the clientele that I wanted to serve. I went to school with I went to Unilag, I went to Queen's College. So these were the people who purchased from me. And of course, these people probably buying MAC, Chanel. So I will have to match that quality and even surpass it. Because you see, I remember back then you walk into Selfridges or Harrods, the makeup counters, black people are there.
A lot.
And I'm shopping and I would always become an advisor to people. And you know, the makeup lady would try to sell them the wrong shades of powders, and I would mediate and I'll say, no, you don't need that powder. Or usually
good for you.
MAC would always sell NW45 to every single black person. You like this. NW45.
That would be very dark.
Black. And I'm like, no, you don't, you need C8 or NC, you know, and I would
NC42.
speak. Exactly. Yeah. So I was always doing that. Again, Africa was not, even though we were spending all of this money, those products were not for us. So it was very easy for me to sell my products, because if I tell you, if you put Havana on your face, it's going to be yellow, it's not going to turn red, your makeup is going to stay all day. I have experience from using all of these products, so I knew what worked and what didn't work, and I took that back to my factories and they produced for BMPro. And we are still, you know, doing that up until now.
Yeah, so, but you see, these are very big moves and very bold moves.
Yes.
And audacious moves for that matter. But what made you, who backed you up? Like, did you get support? Did you get financial support from maybe friends, family? Did you get support from anywhere? Yes. Or the banks or?
No.
So what gave you that support?
Support was from friends, my clients, my family. Luckily for me, I met my husband now, I think 2 years into BMPro, and he was always, let's do this. You want to do this? Okay. You want to go to the innermost parts of the world? Let's go, you know. So we traveled together a lot in the early days, and he was just always quietly there. Yes, pushing me and advising, and
that's a great man, I must say.
Yes, he's a fantastic man. And of course, my clients. Early on, I've been blessed to have amazing clientele who would always shop with me and engage my services and even make requests. So Mrs. A would request, oh, there's a shade of lipstick that I want. And I would look for it and ask the factory to produce, and we would come up with fabulous colors, introduce it to Nigerian women, use it on them, and it would get sold out. Yes.
Fantastic. Banke, you've taken a lot of audacious steps in your beauty entrepreneurship journey. And I would like to know, and I'm sure our viewers will also want to know, because when you talk about going abroad, you're buying products, you're buying them in large quantity, 5,000, somebody who is just starting, you know, newly into or going into the market would wonder, how would I get this kind of fund? Would I be helped by the banks? Would I be helped by family? With a friend? So how did you take off?
For someone who's trying to go into this sort of business, you must understand that it's possible for you to start small.
Yes.
You start small and then you plow back into the business and then you will grow. When I started, I mean, the support that I had was emotional, just a push. I had clients who would always purchase whatever I brought, and then who would listen to my advice.
Yeah.
And then I met my husband back in school when I started, and so he's always been there. So that support as well was everything.
So family support was very strong.
Family support was very strong. All my dreams were, they helped me realize my dreams. Financially, no bank was going to give me X million to go and buy lipsticks.
Definitely. No. Especially back then.
Nobody's giving you that. And I didn't let that deter me. So I've always been a saver. So I would save all of this money and then take it. I took a lot of risks because I believed in my products. For example, I would go and purchase 1,000 colors of a certain color of lipstick,
not knowing whether you even have the customers.
It was going to sell.
Wow.
Because it was chai. I have a lipstick called chai, and Chai is such a fantastic lipstick. I call it the Nigerian burgundy lip color. If you put it on, everybody will stop you.
For real?
Yes.
I need
Pack
to
your
try
hair into
that.
a ponytail, put on chai. I promise you.
I would like to try that on.
If you want to make it good, have like 4 extra chais in your purse. Just be giving it out at the party. They will collect it from you.
Wow.
Because, you know, it's like that. Also, there's another color called Conley. My products were created from my years of expertise. That helped them to fly up off the shelves. So, you know, BMPro, we've had products that have been staples. Over the years, I've also learned to not haphazardly go and create products due to trends.
Yes.
Because, of course, my financing was limited. I didn't have the luxury of thousands of naira and dollars in the bank, and I could do as I please. No. Yeah. Whatever I sold, you best, you best borrow yourself brain. And so I've always been, I'm a risk taker, and I'm also a cautious,
very prudent, if you ask me.
Creative, yes. Yeah, my support was more emotional than financial. But well, I mean, here we are. We're still standing.
Very interesting story. And I think for women, or we women, especially when we're married, having a spouse who supports us is one of the greatest blessings
I'm so appreciative
you
of that.
can have. Yes. Because, I mean, I'm sure it's lots some of our viewers who are going into entrepreneurship. If you don't have a good spouse or somebody who supports you, it's going to be extremely difficult. We can't sit here and tell you it's going to be all rosy.
Yes.
No way.
Yes.
You're going to have to cross those hurdles yourself. But having a spouse who will actually ginger you to move you, support you, pray for you, you know, give you all the support you want.
All support you want, and you also must be a listener. Because even if you have the best spouse who's going to support you, if you come with dead ideas and you're so strong-headed, no, I'm not. So we're going to have a problem.
If you're enjoying this episode already, I want you to take a moment to please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and leave your aha moments in the comment section below. We would love to engage with you. Okay, let's get back to the show. In
a partnership, in a marriage, there has to be meeting ground for everything to thrive.
So not just having
not just supporting you to this, no.
But you must have something of value that you
yourself must bring something
to
the table. Yes, that is obvious. That success.
You won't support anything foolish. Definitely not.
Absolutely.
So how did you carry on? I mean, when you started, you built this brand. You started producing your makeup lines, and people were buying into the makeup line because of your vision behind those brands, which is, of course, for our pigmentation, for the climate, for all the good stuff that your product had. Yes. Did you get to a point whereby you felt, this was too much, I can't continue with this business, I want to give up? Did you ever get to that point?
Yes. I always say that if you can thrive as a business person in Nigeria, you have done
you can thrive anywhere too.
Yes. And of course, I've had my moments, you know, maybe there was a time we had a bunch of lipsticks that the mold was wrong. So once they landed, you open the lipstick, the product will fall out.
Wow.
Yes, because I was trying to be dynamic and create something. There was just mistakes, and then you have 5,000 pieces of that in your warehouse that you cannot use. What do? A caveat to the product. This lipstick is a beautiful lipstick, but it's going to fall out. So you can remove it and get a little pot. Put it in it, put the product in there, microwave it when you get home, so it's like a lip balm, and then you can use.
Wait, you were able to take that product,
and then advise
to sell to your customers, every single piece of majority. And again, we are artists, so artists can do that. You can remove, the mold was too big, so the case was big, the mold for the product was too small. So what sat in the product and got shipped to Nigeria was shaky, like the lipstick was shaky. It was easy to fall off.
Yeah, so we just then went back and bought little pots. So when you buy the lipstick, you get a pot. put it in, but you know, it got clumsy. Not a lot of people could do
Would
that.
learn that, yeah.
And then thankfully we also have other services that we were able to fund and create another batch of lipsticks, and then we just knew that that was trashed. So, but imagine going through that at that point where you realize that you have a bunch of products that
You couldn't use.
you couldn't sell. Yes. Of course, I was gutted, but I continued. Again, I do makeup. I offer services.
So you could.
So
that
yes, that cushioned a lot of it cushions a lot of things.
The cost for you.
Yes, and then my style has remained classic. That I would say at this juncture. My signature is the same, but trends change. Beauty evolves, and I change with the trends, but I still keep my signature BMPro look. And
what's the BMPro look? And what is the BM signature?
The BMPro look is perfect makeup that is art. The wearer is a canvas, is a muse. The face is a canvas, it's painted on, and it doesn't shift. It doesn't, even with eating and all of that, the best parts, the best features are highlighted. And it's just really flawless and beautiful to look at.
Wow. Amazing. And I say you're one of the oldest in the industry, one of the artists that still does makeup.
I still paint.
That still paint. And because most of them, and most other makeup artists or makeup entrepreneur have gone into the business part of it and did not do the makeup again. And for me, I felt personally touched at the fact that you still are doing what you love.
Yes.
And that shows a lot of creativity, passion into your business, which most people may not understand. But if somebody after 26 years is still doing the makeup she was doing at the beginning, it's not for want of that you don't have not made money, but it's for the love and the passion of the craft.
That love and the passion.
When did that die? Would it ever die?
I don't think so, because the emotions that come with a BMPro makeup session is priceless. You make someone up and it's like they're completely blown. The confidence is 1000%. They're able to face the day and just be this. It's like you wear a coat of an armor of gold, more or less. Yes,
beauty and
confidence. I love that. I love when that happens with my clients, and it's just great to be a part of something so beautiful.
So I think you love the experience.
I love the experience.
You definitely,
yes.
You feed on the
change.
the entire. I mean, the appreciation is something, and I think it keeps you going.
It does.
Yes, it does keep you going.
It does. After a session, it's so beautiful to watch the way the face evolves, and the wearer too. The emotions that come with the experience. It touches a sensitive part of me, so I don't think that I would ever stop doing makeup.
Wow, that's so nice to know. That's so nice to know. So what would you tell your younger self? If you had the opportunity to tell
to change things.
To change anything, what would you tell?
Okay, so that change would have come from my background. I'd have told my father to have a lot of money. Are
you for real? I'm talking about you.
So we'll start from there. Daddy, build property.
If you had a lot of money, what would that change?
Do you know the dreams I have for BMPro? I'll just go to the vault and tell them
what you have actually done.
Yeah, we're not even
scratch the surface. Wow.
Yes.
That's amazing.
And I would have all this funding and all this. Then he would have given birth to me in the US, so I'd have had it.
Your dreams are a lot.
I won't be queuing in the embassy.
You see, the question was for your younger self, not for your father.
You start from daddy.
No, you have to start from yourself, not daddy.
And I would have had visa privileges, you know.
Wow. You still get
my dreams would have been, you know. But to my younger self, I would have, I would say, don't write people off quickly, be a bit more understanding. So I'm this sort of person that I love, and I can be a doormat, But one day, it can be totally unrelated, and the switch will just switch. And once I close a door, it's very hard for me to open it. Yes.
Wow.
So I always pray for the spirit of forgiveness. But I love people. I mean, I'm the kind of friend that I can even fight people without even knowing what my friend did. Yes. What did you do again? But we have finished the fight. I'm blown up the whole place.
Oh, wow.
So I would say to myself,
so I need to be a friend in that corner.
Yes, like, this is my friend, please. Whatever she did is good.
Are you serious? That's so bad. That's not good.
Bad, because your friend can be the wrong one.
Yes, exactly. And it's truly very wrong.
Yes. And to be more patient.
It's like you're an excellent person, so you just want everything to be.
I just want everybody to be happy and be, to help the world and make it a better place. And yeah.
Okay, Banke, what advice would you give to aspiring entrepreneurs when going into this beauty market now?
What advice would I give to an upcoming artist or creative? You need to realize that you can start small and grow your business. That's one. Number two, financing. It's not until you get a lot of funding to start a business that you know that, yes, now I want to do this business. No, I believe in the thought process that says start small, sell, take money from your sales and increase your business. I don't know if you
just plow back
into it and then continue to grow the business. Like me, nobody gave me thousands of naira to start anything. Look at me today. With hard work and determination. I know it sounds like a cliche, but really, honestly, yes. So hard work and determination is your work ethic. Makeup artists, how do you appear when you're going to work? Do you get there on time? Are you sloppy? Are you incommunicado when you're getting there and you're running late? You see a lot of, not even in the beauty business, in other things, food delivery and all of that. You know that this food is going to come late, yet they call you and you say, I'm on my way. On my way to where? Oh, yeah, you are 2 hours away. Yes. So you need to say, oh, ma'am, I'm in Ikeja now. I'm on Third Mainland Bridge now. ETA is 40 minutes. Please bear with me. And you communicate before the client calls you. So those are some of the trainings that we give to our staff at BMPro. So we know that, time is very important for somebody who wants to patronize you. And if you're sloppy with that, they move on because there are 1,001 people who offer the same service, maybe not as perfect, but guess what? I don't care. I would rather sit with that mediocre and get whatever service they offer than you who your shoulder is high and exactly. So you have that. So if you are a creative, a makeup artist, hairstylist and all of that, time is of the essence. How you and communication is key as well. Start small, grow your business. And then the administrative part of a business is very different from the creative part of the business. If you're offering your service and you find that people are owing you a lot, then you're doing something wrong. Get a proper business management tool. Luckily now we have we have offline administrators, offline managers. We have tech to help the business that we do. Get into that, learn that.
So you've infused technology into your business?
Absolutely. And again, it's not until you pay for an IT course before you can learn. No, you have YouTube, you can teach yourself. I basically taught myself photography. I've always taken pictures, but I realized that nobody could interpret my work the way I wanted it to be interpreted. I'm not in the business of fighting photographers, so I just said, okay, buy the camera and teach yourself and document whatever you want to document, because art is innate, and you're the only one that can interpret your art. You're the only one that can tell us what you're hoping to project with a masterpiece. So as someone who wants to probably do what I do, those are some of the nuggets that you should take from this, as well as financing. A lot of people say, oh, I want to be a baker, but I need 1 million naira. I want to buy silverware. I want to... No, nobody's giving you 1 million naira. Go and buy bread from someone, sell it. Yes, yeah. And then be a middleman.
Fruits, yeah.
Like that, you will make that money. Maybe I find doing things like that so easy. And
if you really want to do something, you would actually be able
will
to
find your way
yeah.
around it. Yeah. Yes, and nobody's coming to save anybody. The choices that we make in life are because it's you. You know, nobody's responsible for your mistakes or your successes but you and maybe God.
Join us on Omon's Couch, where inspiration meets action. If you are a remarkable entrepreneur or a career giant with a unique story to share, we want to hear from you. Become our guest on Omon's Couch and empower others with your journey, experiences, and valuable insights. Use the link provided in the description below to apply for yourself or nominate someone who deserves to be on this show. Let's inspire together. Oh, that's fantastic. I hope your viewers are picking all these nuggets. She's really spoken, she's been true to her words from the beginning of this session. She talked about being resilient. She talked about, starting small and having a bigger picture. And starting small means really starting small, where you can actually manage your costs, you can manage the things you want to do. You don't have to beg people for the money. And she has also given an alternative that even if you can't do the business you want to do now, you could actually do something else that would help you to build some capital that you can plow into your dream and actually take it from there.
This will grow.
And there's something I got from you clearly, which a lot of entrepreneurs, good entrepreneurs already have. The bad entrepreneurs already see the difference is the ability to be prudent from the beginning. Make a business case and be prudent. Use your money wisely, plow it back into the business. So it's not after you just hit, oh, my first 1 million, and the next thing you want to buy bags, you want to buy shoes, you want to buy useless. So it's not going to go anywhere. So you have to have that self-discipline. Self-discipline is really, really, really crucial to be a successful entrepreneur.
And I also say, as someone who found herself in an industry that wasn't and is now, you need to carry people along. I've trained a lot of makeup artists, and I'm always it's very heartwarming to see them thriving. To see them thriving. And all over the world, if someone calls and says, oh, I need a makeup artist in Dubai, I can probably recommend. And sometimes they'll call back and say, this girl did makeup like BMPro. And I'm like, yeah, she used to work in BMPro.
Wow. And
so that signature is still there.
Wow.
And when I train my artists, when I train people that work with me, 100%. It's like I want to clone myself in you.
Yeah.
I want you to do that makeup just like I would. I don't want the client to call me and say, oh, and get this eyebrow that they did for me is dead. It's not. Are you sure this person? So I will train you and I will give you the secrets. Sometimes people are like, oh, why are you training people? I just need you to be good because
it's your brand at the end of the day.
It's my brand, but it's you, the person who has come from nothing. You must become something. Sometimes it's like I'm harsh on my team, but I'm not always going to be here. You're not always going to be here. The life lessons you are supposed to take from me, if you don't take it now, you're never going to, and you're going to fall. There's so many artists that have passed through me. Sometimes I see them. There was one I saw, she was selling coke in Walter Carrington. And I said, how do you go from being a BMPro artist? You're selling coke in the visa office, in the under the hot umbrella. You didn't take anything from me. So sometimes that is it hurts, but you realize that just like a parent, you can't force your child to be a certain way. You can guide them. That is even your child, talk less of someone that
it's not
your. But the reason why that person didn't learn and take my training, hang-ups. It could be that they felt, why am I killing myself for BMPro? You see that mindset? you can never learn, you can never thrive. This artistry is such a blessing that, you know, the artists that do well,
you have to be passionate.
You have to be passionate. You have to be willing to learn. You have to carry that business like it's yours, because one day you are supposed to be able to run. Yes, you're never going. If you want to die with me, I would love you forever. You know, come, let's do a pension plan. Let's say you've worked in NMPC for 60 years. That's also possible. But if you want to go, you must have gone through fire and become gold, become diamond, and you must thrive. So as a teacher, as a leader, as someone that the young are supposed to pass through, I'm very passionate about that, and I love it when I see that my work was not in vain. Again, I'm sad sometimes when I see that my work was in vain.
I mean, you can only try. You can.
I don't beat myself. I don't beat myself.
I know the feeling
about it anymore.
I know the feeling.
I used to beat myself about it.
I can imagine. I mean, right now, I mean, listening to your 26 years of glorious years of thriving in the beauty industry and still extremely relevant even in this time. You've moved from the makeup production, I mean, makeup artist first, makeup production, from that into the education and impact sector. Has this been, and now, in fact, what am I saying, into photography?
Yes.
So you've evolved over and over and over
the years.
again.
Yes.
So why did you think of going into all these different dimensions of beauty instead of just sticking to maybe makeup and the product? What made you move into photography especially, then impact? Demand.
So demand has been a strong point in the things that I do, that we do at BMPro. So a client says, oh, I break out a lot. I need a primer that is X, Y, Z. Okay, let's see what we can do. Speak to a chemist, they create something. That COVID taught us, I believe it taught the world that we could do business differently. Yes. Our skincare started during COVID. And even my knowledge, my personal knowledge, I use a lot of, I'm a product junkie, and sometimes these things don't address the things that I'm looking to be, to cure or manage. So I've taken my knowledge of a lot of things and put it into production. So skincare, we use a lot of honey, we use a lot of black soap. And these products actually work.
Black soap here in Nigeria?
Yeah, created,
you create your skincare in Nigeria?
Some are made locally, some are imported, yes.
Interesting.
So we have that, and then of course you have the NAFDAC certification, and you know, all of those things, we just continue to evolve and we continue to grow.
And stay relevant.
Yes, where we retail on Amazon. So the people in the UK, you know, shipping, you want to buy one, but people still do. They would buy a lipstick that costs 6,000 and ship it with 23,000.
Wow.
Because they want that BMPro chocolate mousse. Yes. So we found a way to bridge that gap, and then we stocked with Amazon. We have our website, and we have distributors as well.
Yes.
So the dream continues to evolve, and based on demand.
And all those lines are very effective, and they're working optimally.
Amazon.co.uk. Yes. Again, COVID taught us a lot. We had many locations in Nigeria, but you know, managing locations these
physical
days.
Locations.
Yes, diesel is 1,000. How much are we selling in that location to warrant spending 2 million naira on diesel? No, so we consolidated, shut down
a couple of them.
Yes, and it's like.
But that makes serious sense.
Amazing.
Yeah,
and I'm like, what were we doing? What were we doing? Again, COVID. During COVID, the amount of beauty products that people were buying, where were we going?
People were just dressing up and taking pictures.
Yes, so taking pictures, recording YouTube videos.
Yes.
So they're doing makeup and projecting that to the world. So I love, in fact, sometimes I think to myself, can there be another lockdown? Because maybe then our brains will go back to the drawing table.
No,
but it was good.
Yeah.
It was good for my business.
A lot of businesses became extremely innovative.
And then realized that you don't need 5 branches for sake of say you want to. No. And then shipping online is there. That is effective.
The logistics for business
Logistics.
In fact, everything, beauty went up too. In fact, people did extremely well during the COVID period.
Yes. And then
you took advantage of it.
But again, who would have thought? Who would have thought? I remember then I had a studio in my house, and I would record videos, and I would put it up, and my skin was going. I had skin issues, but I was doing all of this using sugar and tomatoes, and my skin was healing. And I thought, okay, so these things actually work. Let's get a formula that has niacinamide, and
it worked.
It works. And oils and dry oils, you know that grapeseed oil is good for the skin, rosemary, and those things, we grow them here. So really.
So how is BMPro product, the makeup brand, how do you have 300 products today? How is that possible?
Beauty evolves, and it will continue to evolve. There was a time where brows was just eyebrow pencil and powder.
Yes.
Then eyebrows became brow pencil, brow paste, soap to stick it down, a marker to fill it in, a concealer to... So beauty continues to evolve.
That's true.
And packaging. I just want to purchase this beautiful foundation that the case is velvety. You need. I wish I brought some of them.
I was going to ask
yes,
you should
the
have.
touch when you buy a foundation from us. Even the packaging, it's very luxurious. Yes, you don't want to throw it away. In fact, when I'm restocking my kit, throwing away the packaging of a BMPro foundation or a BMPro mascara is very painful for me, because it's just really nice and black and sleek. But I need space, please. Fling that carton.
Come in.
So it's everything. For BMPro makeup, we don't just want to create a product that you just put on your lips. No, we want something that gives you joy when you unbox your stuff. The slickness of the bottle, the product inside. You say your foundation is going to be full coverage, is full coverage. You say it's too thick, we have a thinning fluid. So they are products created by an artist. I'm first an artist, and then I'm a makeup creative director. So it's all infused. So you know that when you buy BMPro makeup, they're going to deliver 100% results. And if you don't know how to use them, we will teach you how to use them. I think
I'm sold already. We need to
absolutely.
have them.
We have a mascara that coats your lashes. It doesn't smudge. So if it does get on your skin, just hold on. Peel it off when it dries, and it will not leave a stain.
Wow.
Mascaras that don't go into your eye and start to sting and irritate you. Pencils that you can wear as a contact lens wearer. So these are all products that have been created.
There's a thought process.
Yes.
There's a reason why they were produced. You're not just producing
I'm
for
not
producing
just
sake.
going to the factory to I don't want your base product.
Mm-hmm.
I want my own that has
those
a certain
elements,
pigment, a certain shine, and you know, it's
fantastic. I think you've done an amazing job for the past 26 years.
Thank you.
In this industry.
Thank you so much.
It's big, it's huge, and I am expecting a lot from you into the new future.
Q1 next year.
Yeah, so that's my last question. I'm going to ask, what's the plan for BMPro?
For next year?
As well as for Banke Meshida, the brand or the person behind the brand.
Okay, so I'll start with BMPro because that's the important one. The plan for BMPro next year, it's pretty exciting. We started already. We will launch, I think, about January or February. It's going to be just beautiful. It's going to be something that brings BMPro makeup closer to every Nigerian woman first, and then outside of Nigeria.
Okay.
Yes,
what's going to make it different from what you currently have?
Hold on.
Okay, we should just watch and see.
Calm down. Yes. And then me at Banke Meshida Lawal. Get healthy. move.
Yes,
And get finer.
feed fam.
And just help more people. Save the world.
Impact.
Yes,
impact. More of impact. Well done. Thank you so much for coming on Almost Couch.
Thank you for having me.
We have had an amazing time, and I'm sure our viewers have heard so much from you. The legend is here, and she's spoken from her heart and shared all her story of how she started and how she has gotten to this point. And I'm hoping that you've all gotten some good tips that you will use to move your businesses forward. So now we're going to the first segment of this interview. I'm going to be asking her a simple trivia question, and I'm hoping that she will get to answer us positively and she will get it right. So the question goes like this: how many legs? I didn't even know this too. Does a lobster have? You eat lobsters a lot, I'm sure.
Yes.
How many legs do they have?
4.
How? 4 on which side?
Okay. Do lobsters have legs? They have a tail. I don't know that they have legs.
Okay, I'm going to give you 2 chances. So, what's
Okay,
the
give me
first
two.
I'm giving you 2 chances first.
Yes.
Then you
Give
need
me
to
2 options.
2 options of how many legs?
Okay, 3 options.
Okay, 3 options. How many legs do they have?
2, 4, 6.
None of the answers are correct. Lobsters actually have 10 legs.
Are you serious?
Yes,
Even
very
at birth?
serious. Yes.
Right.
So I think you've eaten
Interesting.
the ones that they removed all their legs.
Male lobster. Sorry, we don't.
So it doesn't have legs
no,
at all?
No legs,
Okay,
no
this
heads.
one, the real lobsters have 10 legs. So
Nice
take
to
note
know.
for next time. Thanks for watching Almost Couch. I'm sure you're eager for another inspiring story. So click here to watch another episode or click here to subscribe. I will see you in the next video.